Sustainability Rollback, US, EU, and UK policy changes. I want you to agree with a startling concept. Around the world, some of the most influential regions are pulling back from their commitments to sustainability. In the United States, the European Union, and the United Kingdom, regulatory measures that support eco-friendly practices are undergoing significant changes. But here's where it gets controversial. The shifts in these policies might seem like a setback for the environmental movement, but they also present an opportunity for us to critically reassess our approach to sustainable growth. For those wanting to navigate these complicated regulatory landscapes, our comprehensive global policy tracker is a tool that makes finding and understanding thousands of regulations easier than ever. Backed by insightful analysis from specialists, we are equipping you with the information you need to respond thoughtfully to these evolutions. And this is the part most people miss: staying informed with regular updates, such as our Monday newsletter, ensures you always have the upper hand in understanding regional policy developments. Interested in more details about subscription plans? Reach out to us to explore your options. Remember, this service is powered by the Financial Times, ensuring you get trustworthy insights every time. NGOs worry about EU environmental protections being cut. In a striking development that has raised eyebrows among environmental advocates, there are growing concerns that the European Union, EU, may significantly weaken its environmental regulations. This apprehension comes in light of a recent consultation initiative that has been described as alarming by green campaigners, who see it as a potential threat to the hard-won protections for the environment. Meanwhile, the business sector within the EU is eagerly anticipating the opportunity to share its insights and feedback on these proposed changes. This situation is particularly pressing as it unfolds against the backdrop of ongoing protests in France, where activists known as écuros have taken to living in trees to oppose the construction of the A69 Highway. The Police Special Unit, NGO, has been attempting to remove these protesters for 4 days as of September 19, 2024, highlighting the tension between development and environmental preservation. But here's where it gets controversial. While businesses argue that loosening regulations could spur economic growth and innovation, many environmentalists fear that such actions could lead to irreversible damage to ecosystems. This raises a critical question: can we truly balance economic development with the urgent need to protect our planet? As this debate unfolds, we invite you to share your thoughts. Do you believe that the EU should prioritize environmental protections over economic interests, or do you think a more flexible approach is necessary? Your opinions matter, and we encourage a lively discussion in the comments. EU plans to cut back environmental laws: what you need to know. Is the EU trading environmental safeguards for economic ease? That's the burning question as Brussels launches yet another push to slash green regulations following intense industry pressure. The European Commission has officially opened public consultations to identify more environmental laws for simplification after already cutting back sustainability rules earlier this year. This continues the bloc's controversial agenda to reduce what industries call suffocating red tape, complex regulations that they argue leave them struggling against competitors in China and the United States. And here's where it gets contentious. While US President Trump aggressively slashes regulations, the EU insists it's not abandoning its eco-ambitions. In a statement released alongside Tuesday's consultation launch, the Commission claimed, "Our goal isn't to lower environmental standards or human health protections. We aim to achieve these goals more efficiently without unnecessary costs." Environment Commissioner Jessica Roswell reinforced this on Wednesday, pledging to simplify without compromising our high standards. But critics aren't buying it. Previous simplification efforts tell a different story. They've significantly reduced the number of companies bound by sustainability rules and watered down corporate obligations to monitor supply chains for human rights or environmental abuses. Campaigners, joined by some forward-thinking businesses and investors, accused Brussels of gutting essential laws that manage climate risks and drive green investments. The EU Ombudsman is even investigating a complaint that these policy carvebacks bypass proper public consultation. Now, what policies are actually on the chopping block? The Commission hasn't confirmed specifics yet, but EU officials hint that extended producer responsibility (EPR) schemes, which make companies financially responsible for recycling or disposing of their products, are being reviewed. Businesses complain these EU rules duplicate national systems, creating costly double regulation. Meanwhile, some EU governments are pushing to weaken other crucial policies, including the landmark anti-deforestation law designed to protect global forests. Here's the real kicker: can the EU genuinely maintain its environmental leadership while continuously stripping back the rules designed to enforce it? Or is this a dangerous concession to business interests that could derail Europe's green transition? The Commission will draft its formal proposals after the consultation closes on September 10. What do you think? Is regulatory simplification smart streamlining or a dangerous retreat from environmental responsibility? Share your take below.